Okay, Wednesday morning up here. Working on my geometry list. Anyway, coming out of the curve there, the track was a little bit like this, and then like this. So I got tamping up to here, got up to here, right in here, and the rapid down valve goofed up. I hit this joint right here, and the jack beam picked up, and now it won't go back down. So anyway, that's I've got another one. I'll put it on, but this is curve 11, and this was the worst of it. I got the entry spiral tamped. Show you that in a minute, and the exit spiral, the tangent, like I just showed you right there, that's done. So all of this here is done. I said this was the worst part on the other side of the curve right here. So I got it looking pretty good. And we got to head down track, clear up for a train. Okay. So yeah, this is the entry spiral headed west, and looks pretty good right now. This rail over here was down too much, and right here coming out of the curve, right in here, it was cross level was a little bit like that. So I got it pretty good right now. Got that done, got that marked off the list. We're good to go. All right, I'm out of here. I'll be back. I got to scoot because it's got about 8 cars left to load, so I got to scoot. There we go. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth. Perfect for the railroad. All right, we're waiting for a train. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. We're on top of my tamper here. You know, a couple weeks ago I painted the cab roof white. Well, that was all right, and insulated the cab inside. Well, the guy said the metal's still getting hot outside and you need to insulate it. So that's what I'm going to do here today. I got this stuff here. Yeah, I got this stuff here. It's not real thick, but it's what I got. We had a jacuzzi at the house, and the jacuzzi was over 20 years old. So Mom wanted it out of there. Corey and I tore the jacuzzi apart, and there will be a video of that on my second channel. That's Dave's other doings at some point. But this was around, once we took the covering off of the jacuzzi, this was around there. I said, well, we're not going to throw this away. I'm going to put it up here and see what happens. Okay. And we're going to tape it down with this. I tried a test strip with this, stuck it to this, and I can't get it off of this. So this is good stuff. Anyway, the only thing I don't know what's going to happen when it rains, but this didn't cost me anything. It's 15 bucks for the Gorilla tape. All right, that's where we're at this morning. See what we can do. I don't know if I have enough or not. We'll find out. Whatever I got, that's what I'm going to use. All right. This is tough stuff. Doing pretty good so far. Running out of material. that's what the material I had to work with. I had to buy a couple more of the Windshield Shades last week, so I bought 2 of those and used those up. Wish I had enough of that other stuff, but I didn't. But it's about the same. It just got these little whole round things there for your windshield or your mirror, but we'll see what happens. It can't do any more harm than what it does. It's got to help some. So that's that. And I'm bringing Corey over on one of my days off, and we're going to put tint the big windows. That tint is so we need 4 hands to do that, so she can help me put the tint on the big windows. I've got some on the smaller windows, but so she's going to help me do that here on one of my days off. Well, look what came in. Got a load of spikes, tractor trailer load of spikes, and some joint bars. We're going to be putting in over 2,000 ties here in our vacation shutdown. Pretty cool, huh? Got to have a lot of it. We always use new spikes. New spikes. Never reuse the old spikes. Nice. Okay, we'll see what happens. There's going to be some oil coming out. I got a valve up above. I shut it off. So, get this out of the way. And, okay, this is out of the brand new valve. This block and the brand new block is exactly the same. So we'll see what happens. It's a 1 inch. Okay. Okay, not much of what came out. That's great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Hopefully this works. I think that's what's sticking. It hit a joint yesterday, and the jack beam came off the joint. The jack beam hit the joint. Tried to clamp with the clamps, and then it came up in the air, and it didn't want to go back down. Okay. Well, I got bigger problems now. It's a hydraulic leak here somewhere. Looks like it's in that valve body up there. Anyway, jack beam won't come down on its own when I want it to. Oh, I don't know. I can't see up in there to see real good. If I can zoom in. Wow. Just exactly what I did not want to do today. Well, that's the valve body that something is leaking from. Thought I'd try to get up here and see if I could get a better view of it. Tomorrow's July 4th. They got a lot of people, mechanics off. The dockman is off today. A barge loader is off today. So the available people that they got, other than me and my buddy, is down over the hill loading barges. Anyway, pulled the regulator out this morning, started right up. They put it on the side track over here, and now it won't start. How about that? So my buddy's dealing with that, and I'm dealing with this. Well, this has been a very frustrating day. That right there, that block goes underneath it, and that all bolts to that manifold down there. Anyway, the good news is I got curve 36 and curve 11 done. And those were our two major problems on the track. The rest of the geometry report is not that bad. The track's in pretty decent shape. Those two major things were taken care of this week. Called a mechanic out early, and he came and he took this apart. The bad news is there's 4 Allen screws that go down through those holes, through that block, into the manifold down below. One of the screws he pulled right up out with his hand. It was broke off. The other screw, it was really loose, and when he got it out, it wasn't holding anything. The other 2 were holding it. However, there was an O-ring in there that went bad. So we've got 1 screw, at least, maybe 2. I'm not sure about that, but that was at least 1 down into that block, and possibly 2. Anyway, so at least they got right on it, found the leak, and but whether we are able to get a new block, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to try to get those screws up out of there, because let me show you the real quandary that we have right now with this. At least we found out what is wrong. You see how those solenoids are made? Okay, these are my work heads. And those 4 solenoids in there, valves, the manifold controls the in and out of all 4 of my work heads. Okay? So that's what swings these in, out, and in. Now, here's the problem. Let me show you this first. See that down there, that long cylinder? That is what moves the jack beam ahead and back. That's called a skew cylinder, S-K-E-W. All right? And there's 2 blocks on here with 2 solenoids that control both of those too. But, let's look down here. This machine was rebuilt by a company called Kanza in 2009. All right. They changed a lot of things. Yeah, Kanza is no longer in business. This was the original design from Jackson. And you see there's 6. The skews are on the outside. Those are no longer on the block, the manifold block that we have. It's a completely different block, a completely different type of solenoid. Okay, so we've got these 4 on the block that we have, but it's a different block. So if we go to order parts, this is the block that Harshco is going to have in stock. Who knows whether that block, that cans that put on there, is a homemade design. The solenoids are obviously different. Our solenoids will not bolt up to that block, the solenoids that we have. So this is a real quandary. Said, and Kansas no longer business, so can't call them. I don't know what we're going to do now. And I had believe me, I would much rather be out there tamping. Believe me, believe me, believe me. That's what I wanted to do today and tomorrow. This is not a quick fix. So they're going to have to try to get those screws out of there. They have to try it. Wish them luck on that. Well, I also, it's after 2 here, and I have been nonstop all day long since 5 after 7. I'm getting tired. I'm ready to go home and take a nap with Freddie. But we'll see. Anyway, I am going to put a danger tag on this machine. Do not operate it. I will sign it. I will date it once I get off of here. But that means that under mine safety rules, no one at all is allowed to start this machine until I take this tag off. Okay? So I'll make sure that nobody starts it, moves it, and oil goes everywhere and all kind of stuff. All right. That's what a very frustrating day this has been for me. They did get the regulator to start. They hit the Bendix on the starter motor with a hammer, and it started right up. How about that? Old farmer's trick. I know a lot of farmers that have hit their starters on their tractors to get them started. So a new Bendix has been ordered from what I am told. Well, this is good news. This is the parts book. And in the parts book, it's got for the 4 instead of the 6, like the operator's manual has. So it does, this manifold here doesn't have the skew for the skew cylinders on the outside. So that's good. That's good. So you get a better picture of it. And let's say one of these bolts here was broke. The other one is broke off down inside this manifold. Well, it's this one here. So it's down inside this manifold block. It's broke off. So I don't know if we're going to order one or try to get a mechanic to drill and tap that and get that other, extract that other screw. There's your part number, 156702. How about that? We'll see what happens. But that's good news. But if they do order one, it'll be the right one. Well, good morning. Friday morning here, July 4th. But that, I want to show you something here. We're running track here this morning. Going to be putting in missing bolts as I find them, doing kind of a track inspection. Right here, if you can see that part of the track has, well, let me get this here better. It should be like this with the super elevation in the curve, and it has dropped. So because this outside rail here has dropped some, that's pulled that, make that look goofy right through there. All right, So when this gets picked up, a good bit of this will get lined back into place because the track is going to pull that way. So when I pick the track up, it's going to set it back at the right super elevation, and that'll help push that out a little bit. But anyway, with that said, this is my geometry report. And let's see right here. You see we have reverse elevation. That's that spot right there. Okay, so that will be my next project when my tamper gets fixed, to go up there and do that. There's the coordinates on it. And that's bridge 4, and bridge 4 is right ahead of us, but got a couple other spots here on curve 28 that also need fixed up. Okay, I wanted to show you that. Alrighty, it's going to be a good day. They're running coal, and the prep plant is they're doing fantastic. Actually, they're up to 1,000 ton an hour this morning when I left. That's awesome. I don't know, they did something right. All right. Okay, I'm glad to get down here and see this. They've ran trains over it all week since Monday, and the train operators are very, very happy. Very happy. They say it rides really good, and that's great to hear. And I can see this is holding up real good right through here. So I'm happy about that. Wonderful. Okay, and the regulator is running today. He's actually up on the other side of bridge 2. Right in here over top of us, where I pulled that track over 14 inches, right, started right down here at that joint. But yeah, they're going to replace some rail up on curve 14 during our vacation shutdown. So he's up there brooming. Regulator's running good today. Trains are running, prep plant's running, they're loading barges. How about that? That's pretty good. Great stuff. And I've got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. Nice. And then I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week, and I'm off on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Nice. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's show. Okay, that's railroading. Have a really good day.